And I'll extend it to what's happening today also. So now that we have, these, so the car itself is an ecosystem. And now there could be other systems that are connected to the car, or within maybe the network that car is a part of. And it is talking to other such devices or systems, or even servers, or any other controls which may be there for the car. So two things: one is the interconnected devices from that perspective, and the car is connected to maybe talking to other such similar systems. That interaction plus, today we have also cars that run on autopilot almost fully. It has started coming in future, that will come in also. So this is also slightly futuristic, that they start talking to each other, and that's when you of course will need way more higher degree of this protection. But what do you see in terms of those cars where you have interconnected communication with other such systems, and are there any threats there? Will systems like these protect that as well, or what should be the approach for people who are designing it?
Yeah, so yes, we have threats, right? And as I have like in the link, right? I have one of the link, the paper by uh, uh, I think it's Berkeby, Andrej.
Okay.
There's a link, and in that, right, they actually said that they actually tried uh, 15 or 16 automakers to see if they can steal the data, and
Hmm.
out of that, they were able to do it in 10 cases. So out of
Oh,
15, they were able to stand. Yes,
60%.
so yeah. So it's very high rate, right? And the main issue is again this, right? That nowadays you don't have to take car to the once you buy the car, right? You don't have to go back to a dealer to do any upgrades, right? They do like through internet. So a
Hmm.
dealer can flash your CPU like with the new code revise, like if the revised
Update.
software is
Yeah.
available, right? The update
Yeah.
software version 2.1 available. You don't have to go to dealer and connect the cable and update the CPU. No, you don't need to do that. Dealers do that on online, right? You don't even know, like you are at home and the car is at like home all night. Next morning you wake up is updated, right? That's where we are. So my point is there are like car is almost all the time hooked up to internet somewhere and
Hmm.
somehow. So hackers have more options now
Yeah.
uh, to steal the data, to do the wrong things, right?
Hmm.
So yes, there is a high risk also now, and there is a I mean automakers are trying, but I mean hackers are also going step up. So there's always a risk. Yes.
Yeah, I do see that so while we are looking from a design perspective, we'll also have a lot of communication playing a role, because there is now we are going out of the car physically, like in terms of the network. There
Mhm.
is data, there is signal commands, updates, and other things which are happening over the wire. So it becomes like, applications maybe talking to each other, and then
Yeah.
authenticating each other will also become a big thing, because it's not just now between the communication between the fob and the car. It's the car and maybe the other car, the car and the network, like you said, the
Dealer.
updates
Yeah.
happening over the network. So there can be things where attackers will try to update your firmware, or add things,
You're
like
right.
like we do in our typical supply chain attacks. So these things will open
Correct.
up where you'll need to authenticate, and of course again cryptography will play a major role in that case.
Right. Right. So what they do, one of the things they do right now to protect from this is when they build the car, they every car is assigned with an asymmetric key, like we do it on the
Okay.
internet, right? So, like there's a public key and the two keys, right?
Private key, huh?
So yeah, public key and private key, and they actually have one set of key for each car they build. So every time they're trying to do that, they're trying to authenticate, hey, this is the right key, and then they do it. But again, like hackers are step ahead always and try to steal this, but. So there is a there are some ways around to prevent or minimize the hacks, right? I mean, yes, automakers are doing, and every see like it's there in every thing, right? Right now, I'm sure India has this too. But when you travel, right, uh, your document, the passport, they scan, right? If you go to the immigration, they scan it. And what that does, that's again the same thing. Asymmetric encryption key. That there is a key embedded on your document under your picture, and they have another key on the other side. So you can't really duplicate your picture. See, like I know the horror stories like 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, where people used to cut your picture page from passport and hook up, I mean,
Hmm.
have created duplicate passport. That can't be done anymore because the same idea again, the asymmetric encryption key, it won't match with your document.